What's going on, everyone? This is Dom, and today we are talking about my experience with the Apple Magic Keyboard. Now, I was pretty excited when they announced this because I actually do like keyboard cases a lot for my iPad Pro. I've had a couple of them. I've had the standard Apple one that has this kind of cheap feeling keyboard. I'm not a big fan of this one, but it was the offering that we had initially at launch. And then I had the Logitech Slim Folio Pro, which has a much nicer keyboard. It's got backlit keys. It connects via Bluetooth, not a smart connector, and it has this little like flappy do that kind of holds everything together, which is pretty cool. But when the Magic Keyboard was announced, it has a much better scissor switch type keys, and it's got backlight, and it has a trackpad, and it looks pretty cool because it has a floating design. I was pretty happy about that, so definitely instantly picked one up, and well, I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. So first off, I should say that this one right here is like $300. It's more than double the price of the Logitech Slim Folio Pro, which is actually a really good keyboard case if you're looking for a cheaper alternative that has better keys than Apple's original default offering. I definitely recommend that, but you can't really deny the design here that it just has this really cool floating look to it. Like I think that that's really awesome, and it's more of an aesthetic thing than an actual functionality thing in my opinion, but it does look cool nonetheless. Now, obviously, a lot of people probably already know this, but it does fit the last generation iPad Pro. That's what I actually have here. I didn't get the newer one. I just don't use the iPad enough to justify that small little bump and extra cameras on the back, which I will never use because literally I've never used this camera on the back. Now, this case does connect with these smart connectors on the back side of the iPad here. So once you connect it, there are no cables, there's no Bluetooth to deal with. Everything is just ready to go, and that's cool. And we do also have a pass-through charging port here on the side stem of this little hinge right here, which is nice to have as well. Now, the Apple Pencil to me hasn't been as like a drawing tool like a lot of people would use it as, or a sketching tool like that. I actually use it for precision, like editing, or if I'm using Sidecar on the Mac, you can use it as the cursor, the pointer, which is pretty sweet. And here's one thing that really bugged me about the new Magic Keyboard is using Sidecar a lot, especially like in like production and stuff like that. I was like placing all my money to bet that this trackpad would work to control the interface in macOS while using Sidecar, and that is simply just not the case, and that is very saddening. Of course, it's an easy software update, so hopefully somewhere out there in Apple world, they are listening to feedback and they add that functionality, whether or not it's a change that they need to make on macOS or on iPadOS. But being able to use a trackpad in Sidecar would just make sense. I don't understand why that's not a thing. We can use the Apple Pencil to control the cursor within Sidecar, but not the trackpad that's on this $300 keyboard. Like, come on guys, let's make that change. Now, of course, we do have backlit keys here as well, which is very nice. And the typing experience on this Magic Keyboard is pretty awesome. Like it's definitely a little bit better than the Slim Folio Pro, which I would expect because it's just, it costs a lot more. I mean, you get what you pay for, I guess, but I do like how rigid this hinge is. If I open it up, it's not gonna close on me at all, which is, I can't say the same about any of the other Folio cases that I've used, but this one in design, in practice, in use, it's pretty awesome. Now, of course, we do have a variety of keyboard shortcuts that are actually available to any keyboard case out there, not just specific to this Magic Keyboard case. And to be honest, this thing gets pretty heavy. Like when you have everything like plopped in together, like this whole case, it's a pretty heavy piece of tech right here, a lot heavier than my last keyboard case that I was using, like I said, the Slim Folio Pro. I think though that, I mean, for the money, yes, it's expensive, it's overpriced. Newsflash, everything from Apple is expensive, but it is quality built. Like I feel like I paid $300 for this, you know? That's the bigger difference here. But I personally am one to use this a ton for production, whether that's video or audio. Using this as a second display via Sidecar is like my preferred method of using my iPad and also writing while I'm on the go. I think that those two things are very important to me. So having a nice keyboard that's comfortable, having versatile display angles that I can use with this iPad Pro right here is great. But like I said, just not having that trackpad being able to be used via sidecar really hurts my feelings, and I hope that we see that in a future update. Now keep in mind, using the backlight and just having this connected, it will drain your battery just a tiny bit. Nothing that I've personally noticed in general over the course of use here, but one thing that is weird is there's no like keys here to control the keyboard backlight. So it's all adjusted automatically via the iPad sensors. And on top of that, if you want to change it, you got to dig deep into the settings to get to that. Not like a huge deal in my opinion, but it is just kind of something quirky, like why they wouldn't just add even some function keys on top of these number keys right here, or even a home button, which the Folio Pro has that I was using previously. So I was really used to having that home button there. Again, not a deal breaker, but it just seems like some things here were overlooked. Now, I don't think the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard is going to be replacing computers for everyone anytime soon, but it is a very, very, very close prospect. So definitely let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section. At the end of the day though, it's hard to fault a super quality product. Like, this thing just feels nice. So congratulations, Tim Apple. You made a pretty dang cool freaking keyboard case for the iPad Pro. I just wish there was a little more functionality, like I mentioned, with that trackpad. And I mean, other than that, I can look past everything else. Give me trackpad availability in Sidecar and we'll be a-okay. But I don't know. I wanna know what you think about the Magic Keyboard from Apple down in the comments section below. I think it's pretty cool, and let me know your thoughts. And leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also, if you're new around here, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified when new videos like this drop in the near future. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. This is Dom, and I will catch you in the next video.